Fire is a 1996 Indo-Canadian erotic romantic drama film written and directed by Deepa Mehta. It stars Shabana Azmi and Nandita Das. The film begins with young Radha and her parents sitting in a mustard field. Her mother tells her a story about a lady who wants to see the ocean, but Radha claims she doesn't comprehend the message. The movie cuts to Sita, a newlywed woman, on her honeymoon with her husband Jadin, who seems aloof and uninterested in her. Jadin lives with his older brother Ashok, his sister-in-law Radha, his paralyzed mother Biji, and the household servant Mundu in a normal joint family setup. Ashok and Jadin own a small grocery store that also rents out videotapes. Jadin is unconcerned about Sita and she discovers that he just agreed to the arranged marriage to stop Ashok's nagging. Sita does not cactize Jadin for continuing to date his modern Asian lover. The remainder of Jadin's house isn't exactly rosy. After a stroke, Biji remains immobile and mute, and Sita and Radha must continuously attend to her. Sita works in a hot kitchen during the day and is lonely and unhappy at night since Jadin is out with his girlfriend. She longs to be free of his suffocating predicament. Radha has a similar condition. It is revealed Swamiji, a local religious preacher, had influenced Ashok many years before, teaching that cravings are the source of misery and must be resisted. These monastic teachings fully engulf Ashok and he suppresses all of his wants. He also donated a big portion of his poor store profits to treat the Swamiji's hydrocele. According to Swamiji, sexual intimacy is only permissible for the purpose of procreation and Radha is sterile. As a result, Ashok is trying to put an end to all of his urges and he hasn't slept with Radha in 13 years. When he wishes to test his willpower, he has Radha go through a torturous rite in which they lie unmoving next to each other. The practice frustrates Radha, who is plagued by guilt over her inability to bear children. The younger Sita refuses to accept her fate, while the older Radha is tied by tradition and forced to coit. Sita's demeanor gradually rubs off on Radha, who becomes more aggressive. Radha and Sita seek refuge in one another and become lovers one evening. Ostracized by their spouses and driven to desperation by their unsatisfied longings, they continue in secret, overjoyed at finding happiness in the way. They ultimately realize how much they love each other and begin seeking for methods to separate. Biji is witness to the pair's everyday shenanigans and escapades, and while she disapproves, she is unable to stop them. After a while, Mundu notices their relationship and orders Ashok to come in on Radha and Sita. Ashok is in a state of shock. He also broken when he realizes that this occurrence has reawakened a long dormant longing into him. Sita chooses to pack her belongings and leave the house as soon as possible, while Radha remains to speak with her husband. The two women agree to meet later that evening. Radha defies her subservience and expresses her emotions when Ashok comforts her. Radha's sari catches fire during the dispute and Ashok is furious as he stands by and watches her burn. Radha extinguishes the flames and remembers her mother's instruction from her childhood. She can now see her ocean. Radha, who is injured, leaves Ashok and travels to Sita.